Hey, Mike here, and looking forward to diving into another episode. And this week, we're going to focus on your site optimization, SEO for your website. It's one thing to get your site up and to take a look at your site as it launches. You need to have a great site built. It needs to be responsive, and you're initially going to add content to that. You're going to optimize some things, but the key then is what you do on an ongoing basis, and what happens 3 months later, 6 months later, 1 year later, because as we always talk about, things change rapidly on the web. And so that's what we're going to be diving into today on the Halftime Mike podcast. It's all about pulling away for that 15 to 20 minute halftime break, basketball themed like that, where you go into the locker room, you evaluate some concept. What happened in the first half? What do we need to do to improve in the second half? I give you some tips, give you some insights, and let you roll with it. So that's what we want to do today. Thanks for joining me. Short recap. In the past couple of weeks, I've been taking a look at a number of different pieces there. I launched a book, a leadership book. So I got 2 books out now. The one is the most recent. Then is Add Value, Be Uncommon, a leadership devotional book. So you take approximately 10 minutes a day for 30 days, and gives you a leadership lesson, gives you some insights on that, gives you some things to reflect on. The unexamined life is not worth living, right? That quote, famous quote, was it Aristotle? And you need to take that to heart, that the unexamined life is not worth living, that you need to reflect, examine. And one thing we can all do is improve our people skills and leadership skills. So that's what that one was about. MikeGingerich.com/lead is where you can find that one. And of course, my social media book is out as well. Game plan for social media lead generation. Again, using the basketball themes like I do in the Halftime Mike podcast, and giving you a strategy, a funnel strategy for using social media together with your content writing and your email marketing, lead capture, to put together a digital marketing funnel package. And I believe that's the differentiator that helps separate you and helps separate what I practice from what others do. It's not just social media. It's not just Facebook. It's not just Facebook ads, something like that. It's all these pieces together, and I weave them together so you can have that cohesive package there. So that one you can find at MikeGingerich.com/book. All right, so we want to dive in today, and again, the topic there was, what happens once you got your site up? And this is important because SEO algorithms change. Google changes, they make updates. What's the latest one out right now? Freddie, is that, and so you got to stay up with their tweaks and their changes. They're trying to stay ahead of gamers, and they're trying to give searchers quality results. And like last year, or is it earlier this year, they began to implement a mobile first. So they look at your site, they index it from a viewpoint of a mobile user first, just because that's more and more what people are using. So over 50% of devices or searches now are on mobile devices. It's superseded desktop searches. So we want to take a look at 4 key tools that you can use to help keep your site current. SEO tools, site evaluation tools, and again, I'm all about tech tools. This is what I use, and diving you into some of these to help you out. First one is SEMRush. SEMRush. That is SEMRush.com, and it's a great tool that can help you go through a number of features for your site. So you can evaluate your site and get organic research results. What's happening? What's working on your site? Position tracking of where your site is ranking. What's it up? Is it down? And what I really like about it is a site audit feature and SEO idea. So it'll do an audit, and it'll kind of go through and it'll scan and say, these images are missing alt tags, or these pages have duplicate content on your site, or those types of things. It'll give you SEO ideas. So it's going to evaluate you, give you a percentage marker, and then it's going to give you specific SEO ideas on a per page basis that you can implement. So a great tool for that. They also integrate your Facebook audience, so you can connect your Facebook page to that, so it can track some stats. And if you're using Google AdWords as well, there's a PPC keyword tool. So SEMRush is a great tool, and to really get somewhere, you gotta kind of move up to the paid level of the account, and so just be aware of that. That there is a price tag for that one, but you can do research on competitors' best keywords. So it will analyze your competitors' sites and give you some data on that, and that will give you some insight on what you might want to target. The same things, different things, related things, and you can evaluate and find out, discover who are new organic competitors, who else is creeping in on your territory for some of your keywords that you're targeting, and again, observe position changes in your domain. So SEMrush is a good tool that can really help you get some. The site audit tool particularly I really like, and the SEO ideas, just that helps you evaluate those things and gives you some specific pieces to go after. So I'm going to have a link in the blog post after this, which will give you those details. All right, and next one that I want to cover is maybe less familiar to you, but one that I'm really liking. I like what they're doing, and they got a lot of good tools. And particularly, you should be aware of this because they have a pretty good free SEO tool. And it's called LXR SEO. LXR SEO. And what I like about them is, number one, they have a site grader. Okay, so you just go over to lxrseo.com, and you're able to pop in your domain name, and they will evaluate your site and give you a report on that. So you can immediately just use this free, and it's going to evaluate your site on a number of areas, including site speed, mobile responsiveness, from SEO aspects, and again, it's going to give you actionable items that you can then improve on. You can create an account there, and they have an SEO dashboard. One of their kind of unique features is that they will give you live SEO performance. So they will kind of do some real-time analysis of your site there. And similar to SEMrush, they have a task manager for recommended SEO tools. So again, these things are doing the work for you, and I like what I'm seeing in terms of their results. I've done multiple sites that we host hundreds, over 500 different sites with Digital Hill, and these are the kind of tools that can kind of quickly help me scan, give an analysis of what's happening, what could be improved, what we want to do. So great items there. They have a SEO toolkit similar to SEMrush's SEO ideas. Their SEO toolkit gives you the tools to execute. So they will even help you with those pieces on that in that regard. So LXR SEO. There's no harm in just trying out the free version there and getting an account set up. So I really like what they're doing. And, again, it's going to evaluate your site, as I said, the mobile responsiveness, but things like page loading speed. So it's taking a look at scripts on your page and, seeing how those load, if there's any hindrances there, content, evaluation, keywords, those types of things. So definitely take a look at LXR SEO. That was the second one. The third one, you might have heard of this one before, and this is HubSpot's website grader. So you can find that one at website.grader.com, website.grader.com. And again, it's going to evaluate your site. Similar to LXR SEO, it's going to do an overall evaluation, so on the performance. So the page load, the page requests, the speed, and it's kind of take a look at some of that, the server, how your web host server is delivering files, the mobile readiness, and it's going to look at from an SEO perspective, page titles, images, alt tags, and it's going to evaluate security. So a recommendation from Google now is that you're starting to move your site, whether you do e-commerce or not, to move your site to HTTPS secure. Okay, that's the standard. And Google has recommended that. I mean, all services like social media services like Facebook, all those are delivered HTTPS, and it's a security protocol. So HubSpot's website grader evaluates your site for that. It's pretty simple. Do you have an SSL or not? Is it active? And so that's a good tool that gets you going. It's one of the free suite of tools that HubSpot offers. So I can recommend that one to you as well. And the final one, the fourth one, is new to me and might be new to you, and that's ahrefs.com. ahrefs.com. So that's kind of code lingo, and it's ahrefs.com. All right, and their overall focus is keyword research on that site, and they've got some great data out. They did a data study on the number of words in a keyword search. If you've ever heard of the term long tail keyword searches, these are longer keyword searches. So oftentimes when we think of a keyword, hey, we want to focus on a keyword for our website, we think of a product name, or a company name, or something in that regard. And what they are finding is that their data shows that people, the dominant number of words in a Google search is now 5. So it's not 1, it's not 2. Those are actually low. Very few people are putting in 1 word, because people want more specific searches. They're getting smarter in how to search, and Google is recommending that they do this. So 1 and 2 words, you got to go beyond that in your keyword research, and ahrefs.com helps you do that. So it's got a tool that'll run you through keyword research and backlink research on your site then. So it'll evaluate your site for backlinks, and it allows you to do some content research and get rank tracking for your website, as well as web monitoring on a number of features. So ahrefs.com is a keys in on keywords that you're trying to work for on your site, helps you identify others that you should be, particularly longer tail keyword searches, which is more important these days. So it's almost like a phrase, 5 words that are relevant to your business, to your services, and you can see what's happening there, what the competition is for those related ones, and so sometimes it's important to, if there's a phrase that is high in competition for popularity, like a lot of people are trying to target that keyword phrase, but you can find a derivative that has a lot of traffic but much less competition, then that can be a good way to go, because if you're getting 20% of a pie that is 10,000 page views per day searches, but you could get 50% of something that is 7,500 page views, okay, well, you've increased, if you focus on that less dominant one, has less traffic to it, but you can get more of a higher ranking for that keyword term in that regard. So think through those pieces. These are the 4 tools. So to recap these: SEMRush, LXR SEO, HubSpot's Website Grader, and ahrefs.com. Now, the reasons you want to use these are because things change over time. Your site is not stagnant. You should be adding content to your site weekly, at least a number of times a month, and keyword-rich content. And when I talk about keywords, now you got to understand that doesn't mean just 1 word or 2 words, but that means a keyword phrase that you want to target. So, and all of these you can just put in your website, and it will evaluate your site. So it's going to help you with your site to keep your site current. And again, varying paid levels. They all have paid services they offer, but a number of them have some robust tools at the free level. And definitely with all of those, try out that free version, evaluate your site, compare some of the notes there, and look at the SEO recommendations that it gives you, and work on a plan to begin implementing those. To go back and create alt tags in your images. Make sure your H1 title tags are set up properly. The keyword density, or the number of words on a page post. Aiming for at least 600 words in each post. Those types of things that are so important to maximizing your site and helping it to perform well. Because we often get that question, how come I'm not being found in Google search results? And we take a look and go into their site, okay, and there's no meta description, and there's no sense of keywords in the title and starting with the keyword phrase and including that in the first paragraph, and there's too little content on the page, and the images, you know, are 0123.jpg and all that kind of stuff. All these little things matter when you're trying to target a keyword phrase and rank for that, and you got to pay attention